Okay, guys, I'm going to try to give a quick thought of my views or express thoughts of my views concerning the corners in the Fury Usyk fight. Uh, I can express what I saw and what I heard and what I think I heard in Fury's corner, and in Usyk's corner, I can tell you what I saw. Uh, so first, let's talk about uh, Usyk's corner. Uh, what I what I was able to just see. Usyk got a cut over the right brow, over the right eye, and or it's under, I believe. But at any rate, his corner was treating the cut properly. Uh, they were using more than likely uh, a compound called adrenaline hydrochloride on it, and adrenaline, uh, when applied properly, and what I would do, I would soak the long cotton swabs, the long ones now, not these little like ear swabs, the thicker long ones. Uh, you coat them in the adrenaline and you put it in something sealed. Some people put them in uh, Tupperware type containers. Uh, some people put them in baggies. I'd put them in a good sealed baggie. But you got to be careful with that because when you put it back in the cold water or ice bucket, you want to make sure that it's not opened any, because if water gets in there, it'll ruin it, and it'll be of hardly no use, if any use at all. So I've seen people stick them in screw-on jars as well, but when you put them in a plastic bag, if you know you can keep them sealed, and I would have two, possibly three bags with three or four of the swabs in one bag, because during the fight, if you seal it, you put it back in a bucket, it can get water in it. So Usyk's corner was doing a great job. That cut was, they contained the bleeding. Uh, that's about all I could tell you about Usyk's corner, because in the pay-per-view it doesn't show any translation of what they're saying in the corner. Not that I could hear. So let's talk about Fury's corner. He got a cut somewhere, and I believe maybe his was in his left, around his left eye, and I could have that wrong. I could have that totally backwards. The cut was bleeding for a couple of rounds if you go back and you see, but I never saw them applying anything to the cut. They'd put a towel on it, they'd wipe him, and then with a towel, press on it for a second, put some Vaseline on it, and go down the road. With his nose, same thing. Really, epinephrine is the thing to get up in the nose with a swab. Uh, Adrenaline can be used too, but I wouldn't use that. Uh, where they were at, they could have about, I don't know what the agreements were, but the governing body in Saudi Arabia, if the IBF, WBO, WBC, and WBA would let them, they could use more products. However, I didn't even see them swabbing and holding Fury's nose. I didn't see nothing. I seen the guy put the towel down here. I seen him wipe the nose, constantly jiggling it back and forth, which are keeping those blood vessels open and free flow of blood, and that was crazy. And need I remind everybody, Sugar Hill was in control of that corner. I want to talk about some other things with concerns to that corner. I heard what I believe to be one time John Fury's daddy, or John Fury, Tyson's daddy, getting vocal, and he was telling him to step it up, go forward, and get more aggressive. He also said, "You're winning this fight." At that point, and that would have been after the 9th, when all hell broke loose and Fury almost dropped him. I heard that, or what I believe to be that. I'm paraphrasing it a tad. And I heard Sugar Hill talking about not getting the feet straight, crossing the legs, but what I failed to hear was, you should be moving forward. You should be the aggressor, because fighting off the rear foot, that all you guys, what you guys say today, we used to call fighting in retreat. And you never saw that. There was nothing that was engineered unless a fellow was hurt or overpowered or outclassed. And so I know boxing's different today, but I'm going to tell you, nobody's going to fight us off the rear foot and have any type of success with it whatsoever. And when I say nobody, I mean absolutely no human being on the face of this earth is going to whip us fighting off their back foot. Not going to happen. Now, knowing how to fight backing up is you better learn, because you need to know it. But I'm getting frustrated every time we have good fights. There's always people in the U.S. Predominantly, and maybe it's everywhere, but I'm just seeing it more in the U.S. than I am Britain or Australia or Canada or other English-speaking nations. But I'm hearing crazy stuff. You're hearing, Usyk was sucking on an inhaler. You hear John Fury single-handedly causes the loss of his son. And 50 other things that you could go through that are as ridiculous as Deontay Wilder and all that pissant stuff about the gloves and other things. There were a few low blows in the fight. I do not believe they were intentional. I'm just very disappointed in Fury's corner. And I just want to tell you all, if you a young Dynamite, and we got some young Dynamite boxers coming up, I don't think uh, going to uh, Sugar Hill Stewart or going to who's the Spanish guy? I can't think of his name right now, but that trained uh, Joshua when Joshua fired his English trainer. And he went and got the Latino guy, the American Latino guy to help him. I just can't think of his name right now. I'm thinking his name is maybe, I can't remember his name. Very famous trainer. Eddie Garcia. I just can't think of the names. But I don't think anybody in the UK should be going over to the US looking for boxing trainers. Right now, I don't think that's one of our strengths. Lord knows boxing is not one of our strengths in the United States right now. We are not addressing logically the issues that are causing the decline of boxing in the United States. That there's no level-headed thought. It's just a bunch of lunacy with concerns to it. And it shouldn't surprise anyone that we're not producing Olympic champions. We are not producing many world champions as opposed to years past. And the only place you can look at that would be the sole responsibility for that would be our corner guys. Would be not necessarily management, but your chief seconds, your head trainer, the guys that come in and do, which is stupid and ridiculous, but the guys that come in and help you do strength training and other types of physical conditioning. It should be one trainer, one gym, one ass-kicking regiment with everybody on the team working in mind with the many different components. But going out here and the snack program and all this stuff, that's just is sickening. I tell young fighters and I tell their parents right regularly, especially if a dad's been heavily involved in their kid's trainer, don't cut your kid loose with one of these. Reynoso was the guy. That was the name I was trying to think of. But don't cut your kids loose with any of these trainers and these high, big name guys. Uncles and family members, I would say the same thing. Birds of a feather flock together, and when you got family involved, if it's getting you up to success, up the ladder, why would you go change it? So if you sign with the promoter and they start coming in and saying, oh, well, you need this guy over here, you need that guy over there. No, you don't. You need the people that were with you that got you to the promoter, that the promoter's got that interest in you. I've seen it, and I've seen it, and I've seen it. Great young boys that are turning into men, and they sign a deal, and they say, "Do you go over here and train with this guy, or go over there and train with that guy at their gym. He's going to show you all this stuff. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about." And you take a kid that's got all the guts and gumption in the world, and you feminize that kid, and take the offense out of that kid's game. And then we wonder why we got people that they get hit hard and they take a knee and quit. So just food for thought, just some old man rambling. I'll end it there. Much love to my Christian brothers and sisters. God bless you. To everybody else, we want to send our love out to you. And as usual, I'll remind you, uh, if you don't know the King of Kings, get to know him. You won't be sorry you did, I guarantee you it. And we hope everybody has a great week this week.